Hi, and welcome to the Adobe Video On Demand session for Adobe Stock Configure Stock Settings. In this session, we'll be covering the following: configure stock product profile permissions and settings. As a system admin, stock product admin, or stock product profile configuration admin, you can use the Adobe Admin Console to modify the stock product profile permissions and settings. To configure the product profile settings, navigate to the tab Products, select the Adobe Stock product from the left-hand side panel under the Creative Cloud product grouping. Click into the product profile you would like to edit the permissions and settings for. Click the Permissions tab. To configure the product profile asset type permissions, navigate to the Permissions tab and click the asset types. Depending on your Adobe Stock Agreement language, the Asset Type Permissions tab may be empty or have permissions that can be modified. Asset types permissions will provide your end users access to specific asset types when searching the stock.adobe.com website, such as images, videos, premium assets, templates, 3D, and editorial assets. To configure the product profile mandatory references permissions, navigate to the Permissions tab and click Mandatory References. Mandatory references permissions, if configured as an included permission item, will make your end users enter the mandatory reference option, such as client name, before they can complete the licensing of the asset. We will cover in more detail the end user workflow in another on-demand video session called Adobe Stock End User Experience. To configure the product profile optional references permissions, navigate to the Permissions tab and click Optional References. Optional references permissions, if configured as an included permission item, will prompt your end users to enter the optional references option you have selected, such as Cost Center, while they are going through the licensing of the asset workflow. We will cover in more detail the end user workflow in another on-demand video called Adobe Stock End User Experience. To configure the product profile preview option permissions, navigate to Permissions tab and click on Preview option. Preview option permissions, if enabled, will allow your end users to access unwatermarked high-definition previews. We will cover in more detail the end user workflow in another on-demand video session called Adobe Stock End User Experience. To configure the product profile settings, navigate to the Settings tab. The following product profile settings can be configured. Profile name. The profile name is the name of your product profile configuration in your admin console. Display name. The display name is shown to the end user in the Identity Selection menu on the top right-hand side of the Adobe Stock website to help them choose the right product profile to use for licensing the stock assets tied to your organization. By default, the display name is the same as the profile name. Description. This is an open text box for you to enter any information you would like. For example, Cost Center, for this specific product profile configuration. User notifications. The user notification toggle, when turned on, will notify the user by email when they are added or removed from this product profile. To configure the product profile quota, navigate to the Settings tab. If you've entered the download quota limit in credits available for this product profile, users of the product profile share this pooled quota without the ability to exceed it. We hope this helps you become familiar with the features and tools within this section. Thank you for watching this quick session on Adobe Stock Configuring Stock Settings.